What's up, people? It is Friday, which means it is the last day of our weekly challenge, and we are dealt this beautiful hand, which you guys, I think, knew what I was going to open. I'm always opening this one. No trump, folks. I have a really good 14, ace, queen, 10, 9, fifth of clubs. When I have 14 balanced and a good 5-card suit, even if that's a major suit, I'm in there with one no trump because I want to show my values correctly. My range usually is a good 14 to 17 when I play with anybody, and this definitely constitutes a very good 14. Look at those intermediate cards as well. So here we're going to bet a no trump. We're pretty confident the robot will not open a no trump with this hand, so we might be gaining in some spots. And here we just get to play 2 spades from the strong hand side. Take a look, folks. All right, plan out some play. It's pretty interesting. We have a couple ways we can go about this hand. It looks like we're going to have some entry issues. That's the problem here. And what I mean by that is we are only going to be able to get to this hand in the south in diamonds, and then we're going to take a club finesse at some point. We're always going to lose 2 hearts. We need to avoid losing a 3rd diamond on this hand, and we're going to do that by just preparing early for this. We're going to win the ace of diamonds. We're going to play the king of diamonds. And then we're going to play a low spade towards this ace jack 10. And the reason we do that is that 9 of spades is going to be crucial to ruff and avoid a big over ruff, right? So here we're happy, or we're not happy, but we're okay if they ruff with the queen here. What we really don't want them to do is if we had played this 9 already and we ruff with the 3, they might be able to over ruff with a card that's not a winner. Here we get the best of all worlds. They played the king of spades, which was awesome, right? Giving us an entry immediately. And now we take our ruff and recognize what happened, folks. This is the classic situation. We were short in trumps in our hand, the south hand. And this is weird. We're the short hand because of the transfer. And we were relatively short in diamonds. That is almost always a recipe for, okay, let's take our ruffs first before drawing all the trump. We can draw 1 round, right? We just don't want to draw more than 1 round until we ruff that diamond, and then we can get back to it. So now, super happy to just play a low spade. And this is what we expected, king, queen over here to our left. And now we see, wow, they're going to solve clubs for us. Okay, we will take that. But really, have they done anything amazing for us? Not really, unfortunately. We still have to get over to that dummy to draw trump the last round, unfortunately. So we're going to have to use the club suit anyway to do that. And now we're just left with those 2 heart losers. Watch this goes, okay, we don't have to ruff high now because we can count spades. But if we didn't see a club get pitched here, to our left, or excuse me, if we didn't see the heart get pitched here, we would ruff high just to make sure we take this trick. At this point, though, we're just going to play this jack. And now, I mean, maybe I opened this up here. Maybe we were supposed to play a heart at some point here. That's probably a better play. And yeah, you see, that's an under trick, and that's just playing too quickly, folks. I'll show you what I mean. Heart, let's see it. Too bad. Okay. Let me show you what I could have done better here if I wasn't such a jabbermouth talking while I'm supposed to be playing. There you go, folks. So here, when we get to this moment, we've done our work, and let me reiterate what's happening here first. Let's go back to the very beginning. When we are playing in spades, we have the classic scenario. We are relatively short in a side suit and relatively short in trump in one side of the table. So that almost always means that we want to ruff before we draw all the trump. It doesn't mean we can't draw 1 round sometimes, or sometimes even maybe 2 rounds, depending on the situation. But we want to make sure we take our ruff before we get rid of them all, because if we draw all the trump that are breaking evenly, we have to draw 3 rounds, which means if we do that, we are never going to be able to ruff a diamond, okay? So we have to do it early. And we accomplish that by just cashing the ace and king and leading a spade and getting the best run ever, right? Diamond, ruff with the 9. Now, once I draw another round here, I have to understand that at this moment, I have 2 heart losers. And I need to draw 1 more round of trump. They were able to tap me out, unfortunately, earlier than I was able to kind of handle it. So at this point, watch what happens. I should play a heart here. I can still play ace of clubs, right? But then I really need to play a heart. You see that, folks? Once I tap myself or that dummy over there, if I ruff a club, which is exactly what I did, I'm doomed to fail now. And I can always cover a high ruff. I can always ruff high and dummy no matter what they do. So I shouldn't be worried about this. I need to play a heart now because I need to take my loser first before they get to tap me out and dummy by leading a club. All right, so at this point, just playing too fast. You see a mistake live when you play this with me here. This is me just knowing I'm making a mistake shortly after I make it because I'm just not paying attention or not paying close enough attention because I'm too much of a talker. So here, very easy play of a heart before I play this card, and then we just get to have the best of all worlds and we make an over trick. So if we lose by 1 imp, this was the board we could have made it up on, but let's hope we're not in that scenario. Let's get to the last board, our last chance to excel here, folks. Board number 10. 2 diamonds opened on our right. Take a look at that one. Ouch. All right. Make your bid. Pretty easy, right? We're going to bid 2 spades. Don't worry about this showing any extra value. This is an opening hand or better here, usually, up to about 18. With more than that, we would double and then bid. We don't have any stoppers in diamonds, and one thing we might expect is partner to be somewhat short in diamonds. So here, we're going to bid 2 spades, and partner not short in diamonds. Partner actually has a no trumpy type hand. 11 to 13 high card points, stopper in diamonds. So guess what that means? West has very few diamonds. They have 1 or 0 most likely. And the question is, where do we want to be? Well, not spades, right? When West is short in diamonds and partner didn't raise spades and righty is the person that actually preempted, I expect spades to not be behaving too well on this hand. Do we want to bid a game? Yes. I don't want to not play game on this because honestly, I'm not confident with the robot. I don't know what they're doing over there, but I know they have a lot of hands sometimes that we can take a bunch of tricks. And I'm okay. I'm already in 2 no trump, which I would pass rather than bid 3 no trump. Those are my 2 choices, either pass or 3 no trump. I'm going to bid 3 no trump because we're vulnerable and I don't want to miss a vulnerable game. And I'm okay at this point, I think, going down 1 extra trick if I have to. So here we're going to bid 3 no and hopefully that partner has a good source of tricks. Okay. It's going to be interesting, folks. Now we know West is void in diamonds. And take a look. Are we going to ever take an extra diamond trick? No. Okay. This is going to be a little trouble here. We need something magical to be happening to be able to make this. Here you would say, hey, do we duck this? Well, no. There's no reason to duck this. We're not disrupting any communication whatsoever. I hate my life now. And we're just going to play a club to the ace. And now we're in some trouble here, right? We're going to play that. We're going to play this. And we can pitch a diamond from this hand. We hope that they just do something crazy over here. They're not going to. Okay. So now I'm just going to keep left-hand opponent on lead, right? I'm just going to keep playing spades. And they're probably going to do the same to me. They're going to now exit. Yep, there we go. We just hope they have the king of clubs over there and they either cash it or give us a heart finesse. Now the question is, what do we do here? If we play a low heart, they could win the king and then just take 5 diamond tricks, which is going to give us, and then a club trick here. I mean, I'm going to do it anyway. Why not? Okay. Maybe we buy the best of all worlds here, right? Maybe we just get to end play them into leading a club for us. We'll try it out. I would guess the king of clubs is to the east now. There it is. Oh, wow. It worked. We're only down 1, it looks like. See? Don't... Oh, okay, no, so they did have a heart. Down 2. We'll take it. We'll take it. Let's see the results first, and then we'll come back and look at these 2 hands. I clearly wish I passed 2 no trump on this one. I think I gave the robot too much credit here, but let's see. Let's see, robot. How'd we do? Give us a win. Give us a win. Oh, we lost by 2. My goodness. This last board, we actually gained 3 imps on. The first board is what killed us. What happened with the first board? Let's take a look at these results, folks. I don't like what I'm seeing there. There was no way we could have made 4 spades on this board. Not a chance. Let's see what happened and where we could have done better. Looks like boards 1 and 3, we were so far behind, we just weren't going to catch up. Let's see how this played out, folks. All right, everybody. Wow. I'm going to show you. We're at the other table right now. And let me show you what happened at our table. We have the same auction the robot had. And this is some of the weirdest stuff you're going to see with the robots. The 5 of hearts is led, and it was Jack, Queen, and I actually played the 7 of hearts just randomly, right? I'm trying to maybe make a confusing play that they don't understand. So the 7 of hearts is what I played, and now they just cash the ace of hearts. And then, like discussed, they cash the king of spades to avoid the disaster robot play that usually will happen, or not usually, will sometimes happen, where they hop up with the ace to our left, which we were prepared to do. But they just get their 4 tricks on the table very, very quickly. Watch what happened at the other table. Same auction, nothing different, except one tiny detail. The robot plays the 8 of hearts. And guess what? They switched to a diamond now. What's going on here? I had to play the 8 of hearts to get this right. This is like double dummy robot style. This is another. Hey, should we let the robot make this one over here? They're talking to each other through this hand. Now they just did the easiest play ever. They now pitch the king of hearts, and then later on, or even now, they just ruff a heart. They now come back to the ace of clubs, ruff a heart. At some point, they don't even need to do it now. And boom. Hand over. My goodness. I mean, lose 10. I'm okay with that, guys. I'm perfectly fine with that one. There's nothing I'm going to do differently other than play the 8 of hearts. If I just misclick to the 8, we do. And honestly, I consciously did this. I said, let's play the 7 of hearts, see if we confuse them. We didn't confuse them enough. The 8 of hearts was the bamboozling card, apparently, on this hand. And unbeknownst to us, we just lose 10 on this for no reason. And honestly, this is the killer. We lost by 2 imps. And we could have maybe scrabbled together 1 imp here or there. Like board 9, I can get 1 more imp, but it's still not going to lead to a victory, thank goodness. And these are always terrible because there are certainly other spots we may have been able to do better. But look at this third one as well. This third one, we were in 1 no trump down 1. With legit no possible way to make this other than guessing it absolutely perfectly. In fact, it did say we could make this double dummy style. Let's take a look. After the 10 of diamonds is led, there's the ace. And there, yeah, we needed to, honestly play hearts perfectly to get this right. And let's look at this moment. We just have to play a low heart instead. Right? If we play a low heart towards that dummy, we're just going to do well. When we play the ace of hearts, and here I'm just kind of hoping to see one of those honors fall at this point. But this is double dummy stuff, right? We're not going to be able to kind of get all of these things right. Let's see what they did at the other table. Here they did make 1, and let's see, the 10 of diamonds, normal lead. They win the ace, and now they did play a low heart. And it goes hop queen. And now they have a traditional heart finesse, right? Once that queen gets played to their left. And this is another alternative play. I mean, this is certainly could have worked as well. Having them hop up with that honor and having it be right like this, they're the short honor. You're okay over here. In fact, maybe that is the best play with this card combo. But we chose a different way and we lose 4. This wasn't the killer, though. The killer was the first board, guys. The first board is just such a disaster when we lose 10 when they just have 4 rippers in their hand, right? So they take 4 against us. They only take 3 against the other robots. And maybe some collusion going on. I don't know. We're going to have to check the record on this one. Let's see the phone records between the robots, between this hand. This last one, we knew we were gaining on, or the board 6. They didn't open the bidding, right? The robot will almost never open 11s. They will open them occasionally. Like the first, maybe it wasn't this session, but we did have one where they opened a very solid 11 with 5-4 and really good cards. Here, they usually don't open these kind of marginal hands, even with the rule of 20 being a qualifying factor here. We get +3 on this just by going plus on this board. If we had bid 3 no trump, it would have been a disaster, right? If we try to reach for a top in the bidding, and let me remind you what we did at our table. We just opened a diamond and passed 3 clubs. If we had decided to be a little funky and bid 3 no trump, now we just get punished by going minus, right? So we keep all of these things in mind, especially when you're playing just a solely robot game here. Here, we defended 3 spades and got it 2 tricks, and they defended the same contract, and they must have had some issues over here. It looks like they split their spade honors. Yeah, there you go. All right, they like to split quite often. And here, what we're hoping for is something like what's happening, the 9 of spades being relevant, or partner just having like stiff jack or something like that. Here, when we played this hand, we actually played low instead, and we were rewarded when the robot just got this wrong, right? And now we get to beat it when they're actually making it at the other, or sorry, yeah, they're making it at the other table. And here, we gained 3 on this. And let's see, did they bid a game as well? Yeah, they bid the same game we did, and they ended up playing. They ducked the. Oh wow, wow, that's interesting. They might be able to make it now from this spot. Could they have made this? Yeah, yeah. My goodness. Let's go, robot. All you really had to do, you had to kind of blank the diamond suit. That's the problem with this play. You have to lead a diamond to the ace and plunk down a club. All right, so really weird that they chose not to continue diamonds just to put pressure on the opponent. But the robot will do this sometimes. Let's take a look at what they're thinking, right? They see partner as void, and they also recognize they have no entries to their hand. So they know partner's going to be the one winning. So what they tried to do is tried to find partner's trick, maybe give them some timing on this hand, which really allows the robot to make it. But luckily for us, as well as they did on the first board, they just behaved really terribly on this follow-up board. And look, now, wow, they were able to kind of get this all out. My goodness. They still have a chance all throughout this, and they just can't get it done. Too bad for them, right? But here, I honestly was ecstatic to only go down 2 on this particular hand. And here you can see the robot had an even better chance at the other table. And let that be a lesson to you. Sometimes you just duck and the robot switches to something that's great for you. All right, so here, maybe that was the best play at our table. We probably could have won this match if we just ducked the diamond on this hand, right? Even though, think of it, the reason you duck is to disrupt communication between the hands. We weren't disrupting anything, right? If East has an entry, they have an entry. So we're taking an extra loser when they don't have an entry. But the robot likes to switch to weird stuff that's beneficial to us a lot of times, so maybe that was the way we go on this hand. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna this is gonna be a bad beat for a while. I'm gonna think about this one. I mean, I'll play the 8 of hearts next time on board 1, and we'll chop that board and we'll win by 8. But again, mistakes were made. We saw ways we could do better for sure with our card. And let's take a look at just our card here. This one, I believe we could have taken 1 extra trick for maybe 1 imp swing, right? Get it a little closer. And then this last one, maybe if we do duck that diamond, they give us that same opportunity by switching to a club, and we would have taken advantage of that for sure. So we'll try to do better the next time. Maybe we'll do a just declare, or go back to match points, which we're really good at match points. We know that, and that not surprising. That's probably my best game in general anyway, because it's the one I play the most often. But imps can be a heck of a lot of fun. In fact, when you're playing against the robot, or really against a lot of other people, it is the most fun format, because you can get aggressive, and sometimes you're just going for broke on defense and offense. Right? It's a little easier to play that way. You're not going to get punished for those tiny over tricks here and there. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining, and I will either see you in class at bridgelesson.com or in our weekend pro-am. Don't forget, you can sign up for that. I'll leave the link right in the chats. You just sign up for that one time, and you get to play in it every week. Tons of huge top-level pros playing in this, and lots of fun on the weekend for a little outlet for that 8-board match point tournament with not just the robots, but all the top-tier pros from America and beyond. So, guys, take a look at that, and I will either see you in those classes at the tables or right back here for the weekly challenge next week. Take care, folks.